Hey, if you look closely, you can see me moving behind my avatar here, my new loading screen. See? Watch. See me moving? Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking at the screen. But this thing hooked up. Excuse me. So I'm gonna take a break from CodePad today. We got some good changes in recently. Let me turn the music down a little bit. How's that? I got my doors and windows open right now, so you're gonna hear some real downtown noise. So, taking a break from CodePal for the day, we're going to work on my stream tasks overlay that I started building. This is what you were looking at on that home screen, or my starting soon screen, I'm calling it. I need to get I'm kind of building on it, some stuff coming up, some ideas. I saw Kid Web did some cool motion graphic stuff. I want to play with that someday, that'll be cool. But we built this a couple streams ago when I first switched to Streamlabs OBS, and it was crashing every half hour. Every time basically this page would refresh, I'll load. So far I haven't had that in my regular OBS. It's been pretty good. So we're gonna work on it more today, and my goal in the end of today is to have it like shipped so I can use it online and make it so other people can use it. So we're going to go over some of the tasks that we want to do today. It's configurable options via URL params. This is going to be our first task, but let's fill out our tasks while we're at it. So the way we add a task, let me show you my little task list for this here. So this is the project that I have in Trello. I write down my ideas here, but we're going to pick from these basically our backlog. These are kind of prioritized, these top ones at least. So the first thing we want, let me show my we go to code, drop this out. This is going to have to be a configurable thing. That'll bring the font size back down, and then I can show you the tasks. There they are. Up on the stream. But we're going to clear them out, and I'll start over. Just kind of show you how it works, how it's working right now. 100 steps left this hour. We're not going to make it. We're not going to make it, yo. So, what? I'm trying to go to my browser. Where's my browser? There it is. Okay, so I updated the styles a little bit. So basically, it's going to be left aligned here, and then just the space in between. And this is going to kind of allow you to we're listening to the hip hop channel today. I might have some songs that I don't know, you know. This one might be a little too fresh for me. It's called come and get it. And it's going to be basically spread to the right here. So I'm going to make this kind of zoomable, like in and out, so you can blow it up bigger or smaller, because on that home screen I wanted that font size to be 200%, but here I want it to be 100%. So you can see on the right, on the streaming tasks, it's actually up above me right here, that it's a lot smaller there. This is the normal size font. Oh, my pretzel froze. Can we pick a different station? Holiday? Emo? We'll go back to Chili DM. I haven't been the biggest fan of it lately, but you know. Let's go back to R&B. Or blues? What do you think? It's a little funky for me. I'm gonna go back to hip hop. So we managed this through the chat. So I'm gonna say task clear. Crispy camera, yeah, this is using my actual camera. I updated it. And just because the lighting's really nice right now, so it looks good. Task clear, that clears everything out. We got nothing now. Ooh, I see a bug. We'll have to fix that later. We'll fix that later. But if we do task add, what was that first one called? Configure, oops. Task add, configurable options via URL params. So that adds the task for us. I want to add another one. Task add options channel username. So that's going to be, you have to put your channel username, and you're the only one to be able to listen for these events for now. We have ones for mods, actually our next one. So exclamation point task add options, allow mods, and task add options title text. We're going to allow you to customize the configuration of the title text. Like right now it just says stream tasks, but you know, you want it to say anything, or even if you want to unset it. By default, we won't have it. You can add it on basically. And oh, we got drop game too. Drop. And task add font sizing. Oops. Options. Font sizing. Wow, there is a drop game. I'm in the pool. We're on real OBS now, G. I don't know if you've been here since we got it, but I'm on the real OBS system now, which allows us to get drop games and the stream task overlay too. So now in OBS we can just keep adding all these. Oh, thank you. I'm very, very proud of myself. We can just keep adding all these browser sources, and so that's what I keep when I'm building these apps. I have one this empty space down here at the bottom. Is it this way? No, this way. And down there. That empty space down there, that whole bar, I want to leave that for banners and whatnot, so I want to add some stuff to put there. So these are the ones that I'd like to get to today. Font sizing, maybe font family, but we could start with those. Let's start with these. You hear that outdoor noises? I'm bringing you the downtown vibes today. So let's look at our code. What was our first task? Well, we're going to start that task. Task start. The first one is configurable options via URL params. So, oops. Let me hide some stuff so I can see it on this other screen too. It's a little bit easier. Kind of where we left off is this is just one big gunk of code. I'd like to abstract it out a little bit too. It's not, yeah, it is up here. Like you can see, we got a lot of duplicated code here. I'd like to abstract these out and make them nice and easy, separated by their task name and whatnot, right? So they're simple to use, but let's not try to get distracted by that just yet. First thing I want to do is the ability to even read parameters from the URL and use them as options. So we're gonna need React Router for that. We don't. Well, there might be another library to do it, but I'm just gonna use React Router. Or no, wait, not React Router. We're in Next. Does Next have options for pulling params? It's not a dynamic route, it's a query parameters. Sent as a query print when we merge with other query parameters. So do they have a thing? I mean, I don't think so. Maybe on the router. Let's look at the router. Use router. Query. Let's pull it in. Use a router. And let's console log the router. To see what we get. There's the router. There's nothing on the query, so what if I do like slash username equals chad_dev. This is kind of how the pixel plush works. There it is. Query dot username. Wow, so easy. So let's pull those off. Let's say like console query params equals router.query. Is that all it was, right? Yes. Delete that. And then so maybe we want like a set configuration kind of thing. This could be const just config. Config will be an empty object. I mean, honestly, we just want it from there. So let's just simplify our life and do that. Will we ever have to update the config? Because if not, if we don't need to update the config, I don't need to use this use state. Okay, we're just dropping it. You went a real roundabout way to just do this. Nice and simple. Okay, config. So your config comes on the query. But there is, I do want to have a default config. So let's say, we'll spread it, and then we'll say default config. Is an object. So the username will be blank. I guess we're gonna do the first two in order. So I mean, we've already got the configurable. Let's just call it a task. Task end. Task start. All right, we finished configurables. Is it not showing the time on there? That could be, hold on. Where's my overlays? Let me check something out real quick. Not that one. Oh yeah, that's my own fault. Let me fix this real quick. I'll do it in normal mode so you can kind of see. So I moved it over. Let's say about there, but it's too wide. So let's set the width to like 400 by 400. There we go. So you couldn't see the time before, but that should be good now. Okay. 6 minutes on the first one. So default config username is a requirement. If there is no username, we can't work. If there is no config.username, we'll just console log for, oh, we'll console error. Query param missing. I wanted this to be a backtick, and then we'll say a username is required. I guess we don't. These will throw errors because we have used callbacks after. This is why I hate hooks. You can't do it. You gotta do them in a specific order. So let's put them all down here. After all the use effects and all the everythings. So, okay. I'm gonna return null. There is no username. This is OBS tasks overlay. And so if there is a username though, we need to update this with that. Hold on, VS Code's freezing. Let's drop. And by the way, you see that Alka shout out in there? Alka, the maintainer of TMI.js. Ooh, a 17.19, not too shabby. My VS Code hangs every 20 minutes at least. Config.username. And we're gonna need to do some kind of error checking to see if it connects to a bad one. But let's do a to-do for that. Otherwise, if it works, if the username is equal to then will allow you to is equal to the username that you passed in the configuration, then you are allowed to run tasks, or be the one to run the tasks. So we're going to add support for mods in a second, but for now, we'll just do this. There was something else I was just thinking and I forgot it already. But this should work. Let's try it. Oh, see, our one on our other screen already went down. This one's okay because we had the username attached on there. So we probably want to show some kind of error on screen as well. Let's do that instead of doing this console logging. Actually, let me leave that. Let me say set error. And then we can move this code back up where it belongs. Nice, happy place up top. But let's do state for error. There is no error by default, of course. We will set the error there. I'll leave that expanded for now because we need to come back to it. And then down here, I'll say, I'll actually leave that and say error. Class name equals text XL, color red. Is it red? $400? I don't know. And we'll say if there is no error, then we'll do the bulk of our other code. Is there a main in there too, or no? Main's So it should show up there. Too many re-renders. This needs to be inside of a use hook or use effect. And I want that anytime the config changes. I need to add the error text in front of it. Why don't those colors work? Is there not a red? Colors. Is that why? Nah, I guess not. Error. OBS tasks overlay error. So you know where it's coming from. What are the frickin' colors in Tailwind? I don't want the custom colors. I want the default colors. But if I click on this, oh, yeah, see, we're showing colors.red 500. Why don't you want to work for me? Did I? Oh, it's text. Wow, I'm really slow today. Okay, cool. Username is required. Let's try it again. That's weird. A username is being passed in. Sorry, I was thinking. Spacing. Is it because anytime config changes or router.query? Okay. throw it in a hook, and all of a sudden it doesn't work. Surprise. Maybe we do need to put it in state. But I must not be naming it right. No. It had it on the query before. Why doesn't it have it on the query anymore? It shows as path. Oh, there it is. On that last one. Okay, so let's do a config in here. I guess we'll do const. Maybe we do need some state. Config. Set config. Use state. We'll make it an empty one, and then we'll change it to be in here. Whenever router.query, changes, set the config, and then maybe we'll do another one. This only needs to go whenever config changes. And let's see if that errors or works or anything. Set config with that config. Let me just do this for console logging purposes. And I'm curious if this will point to the old or new config. And the run config. Okay, let's try that. Oh, I'm not clearing the error. Stupid. Does it set the error first? I don't know. All that work just to see I'm not clearing the error. But it sets config, and then it runs the config. The router, it had the path, but it didn't have the query yet. The router does a couple updates, and then it sets it to the new one. The old one is still lingering. And then it runs the new config. And then it's working. Okay. Okay. I'd break for that. And a drop. Can I get some drops in the chat? Can I get some drops in the chat? So, we've got our default config, our new config. I'm gonna take out the router now. I don't need that. I do like the set config and whatnot. I'm gonna keep that for now. Is that it for the user? Oh, we want to check if it's a bad username. What happens? Let's see tmi.js. Is that a real website? Fix my headset a little bit here. So, I want to see like the on events. Is there like a failed connection? Oh, there's a dot catch. Let's try that. Let's just console log. Clearing error every time. You should write it in an else statement. That's fine because, oh, I see what you mean. You're right. I meant to return early if I set the error. But I think it should still work. Yeah, right now, because we have the username. Good catch, Kite. Ambulance. Yeah, so if I have it there, it's not working, but then if I go to the real site, or put it in, it loads correctly. Okay, cool. It flashes for a second. I guess, I don't know how I would check to say, like, you know, if they didn't pass any params, then obviously they just didn't configure it and I need to show an error, but maybe I should give it a split second. We'll figure that out later. It won't be a big deal because you'll probably be showing it on stream already. Probably username is required. Yes. I'm gonna leave that error up there for now. Okay. So in this case, I'm going to console log the arguments. I'm going to say connect error. Save that. So if I put in a bad name, nobody better have Ched devs. It didn't throw an error. So maybe it's not going to throw an error. Maybe it's going to do... channels to automatically join. Maybe it won't fail at all. Maybe it just... silently fails? Let's... Can I client on any? It might be a star, I don't know. Maybe I should spell that right. Client.ond. No, there's nothing. Let's see. Do they list any kind of events? Let me blow this up for you. It's too far. How's that? Emit, new listener. Let's look at the connect. I don't know where it would be. So let's search for it. Catch connect error. Login unsuccessful. Connected. Let's try that. We could try debug logs too. Let me skip this. So we know we can turn on debugging if we do options debug true. And then maybe it'll tell us something. Oh, I didn't even see that. Error, no response from Twitch. But it didn't throw an error, right? Let's see, error. Try searching it. doing, right? Yeah, connect.catch. Let's see. No, it's never running. But the logger's working. Options debug true. Executing command join ched devs error, no response from the server. But how do I get that error? Let me see where this is. Is it anywhere else in the repo? Oh man, let's go to the top. They got like no response from Twitch. Join. This was the command we saw. Event name, promise join. Delay. Then, if this is not fulfilled, emit event name. Where's the event name? Oh, promise join. No response from Twitch. That's weird. So let's try that. There we go. It says 2 arguments, but they look empty. I think that's the error string, and I think this is the channel. No response from Twitch. I feel like that should be a feature request, because that seems like a common case. So set error. What am my normal error right now? I'm in the channel now. client on promise join. Oh, I didn't. Forgot to copy that text, sorry. Because this will work successfully too, so I want to make sure that I get Chan is not defined. If message equals no response from Twitch, then oops, set the error, otherwise set error to null. In case it does join later on for some reason, you know. Okay, well that's interesting that it failed there. This should not run unless we have a config user name. So let's make sure here. We'll say if there is no config username, just return. We don't care about the rest, because this will automatically run every other time. There we go. So now the first error you'll see is a username is required. And if you put a bad channel name in there, did I break that again? Why is it working all of a sudden? This string must not be exact. Let me just delete that for now. Maybe we don't need to clear the error. That's weird. Error, no response from Twitch. Whoop, whoop. So if this happens, just to be safe, that will be our error message, and we'll set it there. Okay. Is broadcaster. Is that all we needed for this one? Let me update my thing. So this here should be username equals ched dev. There it is. And we're back. Because I was saving things in local storage, it's been saving. It doesn't wipe out the options every time I refresh. So eventually we will move that to a database, probably. Not anytime soon though. We can rely on just local storage for now and basically not save any of this data. So your account will be tied to basically whichever channel you join. I mean, your channel, right? You're the only one who can change it because you're the only one who is the broadcaster for your channel. Unless till we add the mod support, they can clear it. But otherwise, channel username is ready to go. Cool. Well, I haven't tried, say task end. I don't think it worked. Did I see, no, I don't have it. Okay, so let's look at our, why isn't our task running? This one, that's no. On message. So if the tags.username is equal to config username, let's try it. Oh, actually, I should have it in here. This one's not properly connected. Let's try it again. Task end. No logging. On message. Why am I not? Getting messages now. Otherwise it's, oh. But this should work. I mean, it should even show the promise join. And the client's not getting set up now. This only goes when handle this should go when config changes. Is it trying to, oh yeah, info joined. Maybe it's trying to join multiple times. I'm gonna create this out here. see, if there's no config username or there's already a client. But now I'm kind of messing with scopes. I wonder if that screws anything up. We'll see. So if the client already exists, I don't want to run that again. Hold on, my ear itches. And I think that should be it. This should not be error. This should be channel join message channel. There it goes. Let me refresh that real quick. Okay, we're back up. And so now, if I task end, there we go, there we go. Handle task, command, end. I'm gonna turn the debug off. Save that. Okay, so our next, what's the deal? So our next task is to allow mods. Let me commit this. Username. I'm not pushing that up anywhere just yet, so. Let's take a hydrate pick. And a drop break. Okay. Channel join, message or success. I wonder why it gets stuck on that, unable to connect. Should I just delete that? Yeah. I mean, why not, right? Okay. Let's start the next task. Task start. Uh-oh. It started all of them. That's not good. We broke something. Let's write some code to allow mods and then we'll fix that later. Debug that later. And I'm gonna have to test mods later anyway. So tags.mod, so if they are a moderator and config.allow mods. We'll have to find a way to dry this code up sometime too. But that should be it for mods. I don't have any mods here to test this out, so we're gonna assume that works. So let's task end. That is number 3. 3 is done. It was 1 minute long. Title test. Actually, I need to update the code for that. That's not really done. Allow mods, false. So if the config, where am I handling that? I'd like to convert that to a Boolean. Config.allow mods equals so you can pass true or 1. Let's see, or true, in case you want to be weird with it. No, let's be strict. True or 1. And if it matches that, it should allow mods. Okay. So that really is it for the allow mods. Now let's do the title text. I don't have a reset option yet. So title text should be easy as well. Title, I'm going to default it to null. You don't have to have a title. And if you do, it'll come through in the config just fine. The only thing I'll need to change is this right here. This is not indented correctly. Ooh. Poppin' and lockin'. Config.title and config.title. So you should see the title drop off. There you go. It's gone. So if I wanted to put a title on there, I would do it on my real OBS, but in here, we'll say and title equals stream tasks. There they are. So you'll see I have question mark username equals chaddev and title equals stream tasks. Let me pull out some of these other logs in here. Run config. that is fine. I think that's the only one that would be the error, but just in case. This is a bug. There we go. It worked, but you know. Set new config. And I'll say just set config with the new config. That should bring him down a little bit. What is that one coming from? Oh, that's the message. Also logging it out. So we run the initial set config, which is the default values, and then we get them later on. Cool. And title text works. So that's task end 4. I'm only doing the specific numbers right now because it started all of them. If I do task end, it should only end the next task actually. Let me update my tasks in here. It should have and title equals string tasks. There we go. So now it's back on my stream there. So the last one, font sizing, that's going to be a little more work. I wonder if I do task end, task clear 5, task add. Actually, let's debug starting tasks. And let me add another task of, God, you're probably so sick of hearing the word task already, huh? Let me update my cam a little. That lock. There we are. Nice and bright again. So, let's add another task for options font sizing. So I want to see why when I did task start, it went through and it started all of them. Oops. The only thing, because it only should do it once, one task. And start task should only run whenever a new message comes in. I wonder if that was a lingering bug. Let's try it. That's my only guess. Good guess, huh? Yeah, right. Okay, task start. It worked, yeah. So my lingering bug guess is because of this client. Because it was refreshing, it had multiple listeners, but I don't know. We'll see if we can recreate it again. Let me clear out this one since that's not real. Task clear 5. Okay, task start. Now we're on to font sizing. Let me commit this again. Git st, git add, git ci. What did we add? We added options for allow mods, title. Okay. And now we're on the font size. So this one's a little trickier, all right? Let's do a hydrate. Those sun reflections, feels nice. Can you feel the heat? Can you feel the heat? Okay. So, ooh, I think that could land. I think that could land. No, it's not gonna land. All right, well, it was worth a try. So font sizing, the way we adjust that is we have to change the HTML font size. So I just want it to be a number. So we'll say font size 1. Is the default. Should I say font size or scale? I might just call it scale. And then change the font size under the hood. Let's try that first and see if that makes sense. Okay, so the scale is 1. I want to say new config dot scale equals new config dot scale. I'm going to convert it to a number. I guess I can do it there and then set the error later on when it does this. So if config.scale is not a number for any reason, then query param error scale must be a number. Throw an error? No error. Cool. Let's try it. So I'm going to say and scale equals 1.2. Set config, it works there. But if I try to say like the word 1, scale must be a number. 1.2. Let's bring it up to 2, just while we're testing. So now we have and scale equals 2. Nothing's changed so far, but let me show you how we will. Stay tuned, because we're gonna change it. Font sizing. So let me rename this task edit 5 options scale. Let's rename it a little more accurate to what we're working on. So where should I change the scale? I think I should do it in here. Or no, not there. In use effect. Config error checking and callbacks. So in this case, I want to set scale config. I guess callbacks is fine. config.scale. Error checking and applying, we'll call that. And let's call it apply scale so I don't get it confused with my hooks that are set, you know? Apply scale will be a callback. It actually can be outside, it can be a helper. I don't think it needs to be dynamic at all because what we're gonna do is just grab the body and throw a class on there. Document dot body. Oh, we don't want it on the body, we want it on the HTML. Can I do this document.html? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Let's test it. No. Query selector. And I don't want to add a class, actually. I need to set it on the body, so yeah, but I still want the query selector. And I just want HTML, the first one. And then I'm gonna say if l.style, actually I'm just gonna overwrite all the styles for now. I might have a problem, might run into an issue with that later on with other styling things, at which point this should really just become a like set styles. So we'll kind of skip that for now. We'll come to that when we get there. L.style equals, and we'll just say font size is 1.2 EM. I'm assuming this is a number. I don't have types in here, but I've done some checking already to say that this can't be a non. Oh! Sorry, I got excited. It worked. It worked. And I know it worked because this is bigger. So let me show you when I inspect up on the HTML, we have font size 2 EM. So if I change this to 1.2, it's just a little bit bigger, huh? Just a little bit bigger. Okay, now let me show you how that works in OBS. So on my one right here, we're currently using the default, which is 1. Sorry, I was talking away from the mic. We're currently using the default, which is 1 EM. Say I want to up it to 1.2. And scale equals 1.2. I don't need EM, just 1.2. Sorry, you can't see what I'm writing, but there it goes. It blows up a little bit, all right? You see how that works there? You see? I do kind of like that bigger. I'm wondering if I might make that the default. No, 1's fine as the default. I mean, you can do less. You can go like negative if you wanted to. It's gonna break stuff, but that's up to you. You know, if that's how you want to live your life, like that's how you're gonna live it. But let me show you why this is really cool, because I'm gonna switch over to my starting screen real quick. I need to make a new window. So you'll see how this one's smaller now, because I shrunk it on my main screen here to fit on that right panel, right? But when I'm on here, I want it to be twice the size. So to do that, I'm gonna, should I delete it off of here? Yeah, I'm gonna delete it off of here. It's still on this screen. I'm gonna add a new one here. This is gonna be a browser source. Now you can't see what I'm doing. This is on OBS. Tasks to scale. Cypher, what's up? How's it going? So this is scale 2. It's going to be 800 by 400, so it's going to be wider. OBS overlays, yeah. There it is. A custom one that I'm making. And there it is. So now this one, let me lock that real quick. Bring it down. It should be somewhere down here. Lock it. But then I can still switch to this other one and have my own normal configuration. Look at that. You see, it flashes that little junk there real quick. We got to fix that. But, so yeah, we've been making this. You interacted with the chat. So we just finished the scale option. So I can say task end, and that's the one that's currently in order. Boom, checks it off. All right. Is it running that channel join every time? I don't know. But yeah, cool. So that's the main ones I wanted to get on stream. I didn't know how long it would take. And that went by pretty quick. We're only an hour and a half in. So we got configurable, we got channel username, allow mods, title string, font sizing. This is actually, we're gonna call it scale. That's done. I'm gonna hide the checked items. So font family, I wanna be able to change it. Yep, this is TMI.js. It was super easy to get connected, but I had a hard time here trying to get an error, because you have to put a username in. It's going to try to connect to that channel. If it's a bad username, it doesn't throw an error. I have to listen to this promise join and then see if the response was no response from Twitch. Then I'm just going to say it joined the fail. So I think I'm going to submit a issue request to say, a feature request to say, like, add a error event for joining a channel so it can be shorthand, because that would be nice. I had to dig through the code to be able to find this to figure out how to do it. Do you know one? Yeah, for an invalid username. So if it can't connect to the channel for some reason, I mean, I guess it could be other reasons, but at least just an error, you know? Because I had a .catch on here, and that wasn't working. It was actually just like throwing an error all the time anyway. I don't know. So that was a little strange. There is one other one, font family. I actually want to do a vertical align. I might do that one first. Console log when testing, yeah. Well, in this one, so since I'm using it with query params up here, I'm taking, sorry. Oops, there we go. I'm username equals cheddev. So if I put in cheddevs, like if the user puts that in on accident, I want to show an error to say like, hey, I couldn't join this channel. So, you know, maybe you typed it wrong or something. Let's add a new task. I'm doing it because it's a browser source in OBS. So this is so anyone else can use it. So you can put it on your stream and stuff. And you just use it by browser source. So your username is your channel. Whoever's the broadcaster is the only one who is allowed to run the commands. You can also run it, allow mods, turn on mods to allow it too. I don't have any mods to test that, but So for example here, since I'm ChedDev, in my channel I can say task add. I have not tested it with mods. I have to do that. Yeah, sorry. I know there's a little delay on this. I don't know what it is. So I could say task add options vertical align. I don't know if I want to call it that, but basically, let me show you on my starting screen. So here, you can't see the bounding box in OBS, but by default, I guess you can see on my code here on the left here. It's top aligned. I want to say have the option to align it to the bottom or the center or what, based on another config option, another thing you can pass in, because on my starting screen I want to stretch it to be like the full screen of the full height. Yeah, kind of like an absolute positioning, so the full height, so then you can center it, so as I add more items here I don't have to adjust OBS at all, right? Or if you were showing it at the bottom of your screen, like I have this gap down here at the bottom, if I was showing it there, I would want to bottom align it, and then adding a new one would push it up a little bit each time, right? So let's add that. Vertical align, top, center, bottom, that's all it's going to be. I'll set a default for it. Let me commit this as well again. That was the scale, oops, options, scale. Yeah, yep. I'll probably do vertical align. I'll call it vertical align, so it's obvious that you're doing the vertical one. But vertical align. Yeah, so it works basically the same as, did I not add that option? Sorry, I got distracted here. Went over a few different things. Okay, vertical align. It's running live off my local too, so that's why you get to see the errors as they happen. So if I do task add options vertical align, it adds it to the list, and then I can do task start, and then it will start it for me automatically. Uh-oh. That one errored out. It started, something happened, but yeah, see, so that it uses my username, whatever you pass in, and then if it's not, doesn't match that, it shouldn't allow anything, and if you're not a mod, it shouldn't allow anything either. So vertical align, the default will be top, but let's, I don't think I'll need to apply it. I only had that special apply because I needed to do that on the HTML tag specifically. I have not worked with TMI a lot. Cypher, this is the first time I've pulled it down, but I've seen how easy it is. I see Coding Guard using it all the time. And for the super basic stuff, just joining a chat and listening for messages was super easy. Copy and pasted the code from the doc, like the home page, and it was up and running. So I haven't gotten to really any kind of deep features with it. Most of it's even been outside of that. I have my own code that I wrote to handle the tasks and whatnot, right? I think that bug with the start task is still around, but we'll have to kind of play with that later. So this is going to be a Tailwind class on here. Class name is going to be that plus, I like to do kind of like an object map, config dot what did I call it? Oh, roll dice, that's nice. Yeah, I'd like to do a lot more chat integration things too. So this is the first time I've done it, but I hope to build a lot more and get some more things, you know, some chat interactive games and stuff. I've never built a game either. There's some kind of games that I would like to build for chat, but the next thing I'll probably work on is like a banner thing for my bottom area there. I want to be able to, you know, like set a banner, like what I'm working on or notices or whatever, right? Config.vertical align. And if it is top, say items start. If it's center, items center. Oops. And then if it's bottom, stats for contributions or song playing or something, yeah. I'm playing songs through Pretzel right now, and it annoyingly announces it every time it changes. It's gonna one coming up right now, probably. Bottom will be items end. And this needs to be flex. I think everything is wrapped. Call? Yeah. Or an empty string. For some reason, that doesn't work. But I need to validate and make sure that they use one of the correct configs. No, so it's like I think they call it like a map lookup or a hash lookup, depending on what language you're in. But in JavaScript, what it does is basically, so this is an object with the keys, right? And then this is gonna look it up by the key. And the key will be this value, so it'll either be top, center, or bottom, and then it's gonna give me that value. If this wasn't defined, it would return undefined, and so that's what this or double quote is. If for some reason it passes, then don't render anything. But I'm trying to rule out up here to say, like, if the vertical align empty string, yeah. So it needs to be top, center, bottom. I mean, I could do middle too. I don't even remember which one I did, to be honest. I'll do both, just so you can try to guess it. So if it's not one of those, query param error, vertical align, must be top or center or middle or bottom. So that will set an error. And let me update my little map thing here. Center will be the same as middle. Okay. Let's try it. Oh, I broke my styling. And that is because this should be with full. Let me see what I broke. Flex call item start. This width is full. I think I need to say also justify stretch. Or I can put it on here. Width full. Yeah, that's probably better. Width full. Okay. So if I do and vertical align equals center, I don't want items, I want justify. I think, there we go, yep. Center, middle should look the same. Yep. Let's say we wanted bottom. All right, bottom aligned. And then let's say bottoms. Vertical align must be top, center, middle, bottom. Okay. Let's go with center, and then let me update my screen here. So by default, it's going top. That's okay for that little right side one. The starting screen, though, I want it to be centered. Let me. Right now, the height is 400. I'm going to make it 800. You see it kind of refresh there. So you see it's like misaligned right now, and that's because it's top aligned. So let me update that. Vertical align middle, and it fixes itself. Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, when things actually work. You know, it's been rough lately. I've been having a lot of streams where things were not working at all. So this has been going pretty good so far. Cheers. Okay, and I'll lock that down. We can mark that task done. Task end. 10 minutes. Look at all those tasks. This time I told myself I would break down the tasks a little bit better too, so I've been doing that good so far. What is the next big one on the list? Let me commit this. Task add winning. Options. Vertical align. I'll need to write docs for these two at some point, you know. So one thing I do want to do is I also want to deploy it. I guess we could do that right now because that's one of the next major features I wanted. The other things are like, I definitely want a font family and these other things, but deployed is one of my top ones because then I can start using the deployed version and I don't need to run it locally and rely on my local one. So let's do that. I guess we're gonna have to write some docs for it because I'm gonna put it up. So these are some of the tasks that we have, commands we have. OBS tax overlay. A browser application to show tasks in an OBS browser source controlled via Twitch chat commands. So we've got task add, start, pause is not implemented yet. That's going to take more work. Task end, edit for when you want to rename. I also need to do task move. We've done task clear. Load from deployed server. I think that's supposed to mean deployed. Just deployed in general. And save to local storage is enabled by default. Let me add a task for this. Yeah, task move should be pretty easy too. Task add docs and deploy. And task start. Okay. I look over every time to make sure it's working still. I'm afraid it's going to totally break. So eventually we'll save it to a database, or have the option to save to a database, but anyone can use this for free without saving it to a database. Again, like I said, it's just tied to your username and your channel. No one else can come in and change that information for you. OBS installation. Load a new browser source to the URL I don't have a deployed one yet. I think I'm going to deploy it on Ursel. So let me just assume it's going to be yeah, JSON Web Dev. Next and Tailwind is nice. This one doesn't have, it's not too deep of a project, so we're using the surface features of them, but on the other project, CodePow.io, we're using, not Next, but we're using Tailwind, and that's really nice. I've been using Next for a lot of my personal projects lately, a lot of the projects I've been launching here, even though most of them don't even really need rendering, right? It's just, it's a great boilerplate. I like it as a boilerplate because it's so clean and simple. There's not a lot of stuff in there. Like this app is not taking benefit of Next at all, but it's a Next app. So it's a thing. Let's see, OBS tasks overlay dot, what is the domain? Is it Ursel.app, I believe? Username equals Twitch username. Additional configuration options are available. Available as query parameters. So let's say you can do, should this be a code or, let me just do that and say like, what other ones did we add? Allow mods. Allow mods. Equals 1 or true? I don't know. What would you rather write? I'm gonna say true. Allow mods to run the task commands on your behalf. I would say true, yeah. And we did title, oops. Title equals title text. Show a title above the task list. And scale, oops, I keep writing this as like scale, let's say like 2 scale of the text on the page defaults to 1, increments by, I'll say 0.1. I mean, you could really do with whatever you want, but e.g. 1.4 is valid. And vertical align equals center. I'll say middle. What did I write? Middle. Vertically aligns the list within your OBS browser source window. Options are top, thanks for the reminder, Cypher. Center, actually, I'll say middle, center, middle. You think people will be confused? Like, why is there center and middle? It doesn't matter, they pick one. Bottom. Defaults to top. Oops. And those are the last ones that I've added. So, as query parameters, should I make this like a fully configured example URL? Username, Chad Dev, title equals stream tasks, and scale equals 2, and vertical align equals middle. Okay. Let's grab a snapshot. Hold on. Where should I grab it from? I'm gonna grab it on my starting screen. I'm gonna grab both, to be honest. Let's be honest here. Let me do it from my Twitch page, though. Okay. Smile. What kind of smile should I do? Is this way? No, it's this way. This way, this way. This way. Is that right? More. Which way do I look? I was looking the wrong way. Hold on, let's do it again. I'm so confused. I want to go this way. Down a little. Let's look at that picture. Does it look ridiculous? Do I look like I'm doing Shaka Bra? Yeah. It's okay. I keep taking it. Hold on. Cheesing. I'm smiling there. Believe it or not, I'm smiling. I think I'm smiling. Okay, we're gonna do another one. Selfie time. Okay. I'm gonna try to cheese it. This way more? Am I looking at it? Am I looking at the list? There it is. Nailed it. Okay. But I'd also like one of this other view as well. So let me hide this. Hide the, oh, computer's freezing. Let me commit these. I don't want it to seem like. Okay. And we want this. This time we'll point up. Nailed it. Where did my windows go? I think my freezer's freezing. I mean, my binder's freezing. Binder's freezing! But I'm gonna move those files in here. View folders, screenshots. Is your Finder freezing? Well, you better unfreeze it. Not that one, I want this one. There we go. Okay, let's crop them. Oh, that was not on the right screen. But let me show you here. Yeah, I use preview to edit my images. Because I'm fucking dope like that. Just a little bit of a crop there. So that's one. It's going to be a huge image. Tasks. Sidebar. Is your freezer freezing? Okay, let me open this one. Ooh, nailed that one first try. Tasks. Big screen. Reveal in Binder. 1.1 megabytes. I'd like to make a simple video for it too at some point, because it's, I mean, it could easily be shown, and also a configuration tool so you can preview it live, which you should be able to do in the browser actually. Which reminds me, I have some code in here to say if it's localhost, then I add the background. It's mainly for debugging. But I also want to say, will that be my app name.versal.app, or will it be just app? Let's see. Warehouse deals. Location dot host name. I'm sorry, you can hear those messages coming through, huh? How do I how do I just mute all sounds on, what's it called? Oh, do not disturb. Is that mute sounds? You will not receive any desktop notifications. There it is. Location.hostname. It is the full name. I can close out my Twitch thing now. Sorry, I'm in the wrong window. Okay. So I'm gonna say, because I need to do like a light version too, light and dark version, you know. We'll see. So I really like to do the includes. It's just a quick and easy little thing. It includes localhost, or that was not what I wanted. I wanted OBS tasks overlay dot versal app. We're really banking on the fact that we're gonna get this. Oh, I don't want it on there because that will be loading in the browser sources. So I'll probably want to make it another parameter option. Let me go back to where I was. In that case, I'll say body BG class, or option background color. Okay, so I think we're ready to deploy it. Oh, I wanted to include these in here. That is exclamation point, and it should be // public / tasks big stream.png. This should actually be in the screenshots folder. Tasks scaled and centered. Let me do Username, shed dev, title, stream task, scale to vertical, align middle. That's that one. And this other one is just the username with the title. I don't have any scaling on it, do I? Well, I might have 1.2, but we'll say it doesn't have any scaling. Task sidebar. Okay. Hoping this will all work. We're gonna have to check it and see. Get st, get st, get ci. I don't think I have a remote yet. I don't, and I think I've been committing all of these under my other username. And not under the Ched Dev name that I wanted to. Now that I think about it. How annoying. So there's a way for me to change it. No, I'm in Denver, Mountain Time. Where did I set that? How do I set my email again? It's actually in here. I'll pull this on screen just for a second because I don't know what it's going to say. Yeah, I want a list. User.email. It's add or set? Git config -- add user.email. Well, that was in the wrong window. So, this should be on here. There we go. It's up there, and it's down here. Have I been committing it as, Oh shit, I have. No big deal. Well, never mind. Okay, let's create a new repo and push it up. This is not the right window. Let me do it. No, not there. Hold on. Browser's freezing. I thought I was in this Ched Dev one all the time, but I was not. GitHub.com. It's not. It's 7. Well, it's almost 8 o'clock. And I mean, the sun's out a little later now, but I mean, I have a light on me. This is not sunlight on me. Why isn't freaking GitHub logo? Why is it lagging? Anyway, you can do repo.new, and that will redirect you if GitHub works. I have a do I have to put it on oh yeah. Is my internet just wacky or there we go. OBS tasks overlay. Of course it's available. Browser source application to add tasks to your OBS overlays. Create it, it's public. Let me load it up real quick, push it up. This is in my web. What is this project called? OBS tasks. Okay. Kind of working. And browser? Nobody told me about that one. But let's deploy it. Oh yeah, these all break like that. I thought they would be on new lines. I might change this to code snippets instead. I knew we'd have to reformat the docs, but okay, let's log in. Pretty sure I'm already logged in. New project. I need to add this repo in my settings, applications, versal configure, and I like to add them one by one. Shave it. Thanks for redirecting me there. Import. Do it to my personal account. OBS tasks overlay. There were no other settings, I think. I think it should work. Wait for the build. Congratulations. Oh, just kidding. That's the right error. So we want slash username equals ched dev, not dev. Cool. You can't see it because it's on a white background. It's white text. So maybe I should default it to dark text and then flip it. That'll be a feature, of course. But now I should be able to change it on my regular stream. But it's gonna wipe all my things, so maybe I'll save that for next time. Let's fix the docs. And let me try if I do this. Oh wait, not this. I wanted where did my freaking GitHub go? It's because it redirected me. So yeah, I want to try like this one. And if I just open that, see how it shows the stream tasks? It says none yet. But it's working. So we'll need to fill out configuration options from here. And let me close my door now. It's getting a little louder out there. Let's fix these. Stream tasks. So in order to fix that URL, I'll add the %20. I'll add an extra space between that. This one, %20. Extra space there. Extra space there. Extra space there. Oops, my cat is outside. She like, what's the deal, man? You locked me outside. I was chilling out there. Okay, let's see. So I should have fixed all those. People are gonna be confused when they go to this and they don't see this whole thing, like, so we'll have to fix the documentation at some point, but I will say, instead of to do, let's call these features. And I'm gonna delete deployed. Because we'll have been deployed. We don't need to tell them like, it's a feature that it's deployed. No. Light/dark mode. Did I already add that in my option as a background color? I called it color options. I'm gonna also do one for light/dark mode. Deployed. Okay, let's commit these. Why can't I push from there? Valley, bro. There it is. Cool. Additional configure options are available. Allow mods. Title text. Show title above the task list. Scale the text on the page, default to 1. Increments by 0.1, e.g. 1.4 is valid. Vertically aligns the list within your OBS browser source window. Options are top, center, middle, bottom. Defaults top. Fully configured example URL. I might change these to code fences. And say the task list will stretch the full width of the browser source, allowing you to create it at your needed size? That sounds terrible. What's better wording there? Desired size? What do you desire? What size do you desire for this browser source? Additional configuration options are available as query parameters. So I think one of the most important ones is going to be light dark, because if they don't have a dark screen, they're not going to be able to use the colors right now, or just the option to completely change the colors. I don't know which I should do yet. I feel like I should just be able to change the colors all any way you want, right? And then change the font any way you want. Just that kind of customization level is even basic enough to make it feel like a lot of flavors are available, or to get it how you want it. Get it how you want it. configuration colors. What else was in my list? Font family. I think that's enough. Configuration. You can do allow mods, title, text, scale, vertical, align. I can't push from here. Hip-hop channel's been pretty decent tonight. I've never listened to it before, actually. But it is mad decent tonight. Okay. That's that one. There's that one. I guess I should add, like, the widths and heights here. What do they call it? So they call it a browser source. URL, and then we'll say width is, actually this one is the smaller one, height 400. Switch to the other screen. This is 800 by 800. I actually have that scale set to 1.2, but I was gonna leave it out. Okay. One more push. Oops, let's grab the wrong mouse. Okay. I am happy with that. could delete the rest of this other stuff, but the start of it's fine. Okay. Task end. Task add. Ending stream. We are now starting the end of the stream. Let's drop. And let's look for someone to raid. Not Twitter. Not Twitter. Oh, computer froze. Oh, I landed in the pool. 69.74. That's pretty close to 69.69. Cypher with a 90.28. Good job. Coding Garden's running like non-stop reruns all day today. Let's look in the science and tech category. Oh, Griffin's still going. I thought that was Griffin and Chill. I wonder how much longer he's going. Bald Engineer. Looking for someone with code. Not game dev, hopefully. Nothing against it. I don't know anything about game dev. A lot of animals, a lot of livestock. Photoshop Lightning script. That's interesting. That's interesting. Ruby help desk. Anybody need help with Ruby? Yeah, I always read Griffin though. You know? I mean, it's not like I got a lot of watchers right now, but I mean, early business too. Okay. CM Griffey. This channel is intended for mature audiences. All right, thanks for tuning in. Cypher, great to have you. This thing's out there. It's in the wild. It's ready to be used. I'm going to be using it next time too. But I might do some more stuff off stream. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But let's head over to CM Griffey. Let me load his thing up. So I don't have to watch. No, I'm a subscriber. I don't have to watch ads. But, all right, let's go.